فعصيت له وأذبتم ولكن ما حدثكم حذيفة فصدقوه وما أقرأكم عبد الله فاقرؤوه رواه الترمذي. Right. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Very interesting hadith. وأن حذيفة narrate the authority of حذيفة رضي الله تعالى عنه قالوا يا رسول الله, this is يا رسول الله, لو استخلفت, if you had to appoint a successor after you, قال إن استخلفت عليكم فأصيتموه أذبتم. If I had to appoint إن استخلفت عليكم a successor after me upon you, right? فَأَصَيْتُمُ, and then you disobeyed him, أُذِبْتُمْ, you will be punished, right? So this is the reason why, I told you there is two madhabs with regards to whether Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam appointed a successor or not. Some ulama say, they look at the same hadith and they say that this is a clear indication that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam did appoint a successor. And some were like, you know what, we done that one yesterday. Remember what we done? That Nabi Sallallahu said first comes Abu Bakr, and then come Umar, etc., etc. Like in other hadith, where the one Sahaba said, Rasulullah, if I come and I don't find you, who do I go to? He said, you go to Abu Bakr. If I don't find Abu Bakr, who do you go to? You go to Umar, etc., etc., right? So those hadith, the exact same type of hadith, some ulama, they interpret it as an express, an open istikhlaf, appointment of a khalifa. And some ulama, they say, no, it is not they use hadith like what we have here in front of us here. That Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not openly appoint another khalifa, but he alluded to, he inferred who his khalifa was, and this is the reason why he done it. إِنِ اسْتَخْلَفْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ, if I to appoint a khalifa alaykum, فَعَصَيْتُمُوهُ, and then you disobeyed him, أُذِبْتُمْ, that means you will be going against my express instruction. What will you be doing? And as a result of going against my express instruction, أُذِبْتُمْ, you will be punished. But وَلَكِنْ مَا حَدَّثَكُمْ حُذَيْفَةُ, but if you want guidance after me, remember, وَلَكِنْ مَا حَدَّثَكُمْ حُذَيْفَةُ, what Hudhayfa radiallahu ta'ala anhu tells you, فَصَدِّقُوهُ, believe it. وَمَا أَقْرَأَكُمْ عَبْدُ اللَّهِ فَقْرَؤُوهُ, and what Abdullah reads to you from the Quran, what he is an authentic source of, he is an authentic masdar of the Quran, فَقْرَؤُوهُ, read it, take it from him. رواه الترمذي. So this, لو استخلفت, أي لو جعلت أحدا بعدك خليفا لكان حسنا. That's what it means. What it means? لو جعلت أحدا بعدك, if you had to make anyone بعدك after you خليفة, أي خليفة, لكان حسنا, it would be good. So what Nabi Sallallahu said, he indicated subtly, look here, this is not a prudent question. This is something that Allah Ta'ala will see to. This is something that Allah Ta'ala will arrange for. This is Allah Ta'ala's hands. That at that point in time, when the need come, right, then Allah Ta'ala will make the right person to come forward. Allah Ta'ala will make the right person to come forward, and then you will accept that person. You will have ittifaq upon him. But if I to appoint somebody, right, and you people don't accept him, and then you want to force your own opinion, then you will be severely punished. It is for this reason I will not expressly appoint a Khalifa. Remember, you got the Kitab of Allah Ta'ala, you got the Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? That will guide you. And if you want guidance with regards to Shariat, you can follow Hudhayfa radiallahu ta'ala anhu. You can follow Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And why were these two particularly singled out from amongst the many others? It doesn't mean these were the only two, but there were many others. Because as Huzaifa was Sahibu Sirri Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was the holder and possessor of the secrets of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Ibn Mas'ud was outstanding with regards to the laws of the Shariat. Hence, the relevance of the hadith is quite clear that the virtue they said the screen sharing.
What's the main page? Hmm? Yeah. Which page? Page 4. Must write the page. Must to first go right there. To carry forward. Page 4. 190. Very fun. But it's not on the page. The page is not so in the process. This one doesn't describe. Is that it? It's all the hadith number. Oh, what's the hadith number? هو دي ده هو 624. Let's see. Go for one. That's all. That's not on this page. The right page. I'm not sure for one, for two, three, another effort is on you. Yes. Okay.
And draw the other one, yes. No. It's impossible again.
What is it?
Pause هذه.
Can you just tell us if it's sorted out now, inshallah? Sorry, the student that normally works with this was not here today. Just tell us if it's sorted out now. It's on now. Okay, Jazakallah, it's on now. Okay, read the next hadith. Sorry about that. The student that normally works with this is not here. You should it in training. The other one just pitched up now. تدركه الفتنة.
فإني سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا تضرك الفتنة.
رواه أبو داود. رواه أبو داود. Right, رواه أبو داود وسكت عنه وأقره عبد العظيم. Okay, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Also narrating the authority of Hazrat Hudhaifa radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said that ما أحد من الناس تدركه الفتنة إلا أنا أخاف عليه. There is no person, no one from amongst the people who تدركه الفتنة. Fitna will get him. إلا أنا أخاف. إلا أنا أخاف, that I fear for him. That if any test, trial, or tribulation come his way, then I fear he might succumb to this fitna. Except Muhammad ibn Maslamata. But Muhammad ibn Maslamah, the Sahabiya, I have no fear for him. That if any trial, test, tribulation comes his way, he will not be affected. Why? فإني سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول, because I heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying that لا تضرك الفتنة, that fitna will not affect you. Fitna will not harm you. So in other words, you are a strong person. Fitna will not affect you. So the relevance of the hadith is pretty clear that this particular Sahabi, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, declared him a strong person. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam declared him a person that fitna will not affect him in any way. Read the next one. وأن عائشة, right.
في بيت الزبير مصباحا فقال يا عائشة ما أرى أسماء قد نفست أولا حتى سميه سماه عبد الله حدث كتابنا بيده رواه.
Right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Interesting hadith here. وعن عائشة, narrated by the authority of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, that أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, that Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم رأى في بيت الزبير, he saw at night time in the house of Hazrat Zubayr radiallahu ta'ala, misbahan, a light was on, like at the odd hour of the night. Light was on at the right. رأى في بيت الزبير misbahan, at the odd hour of the night, she saw in the house of Hazrat Zubayr radiallahu ta'ala anhu misbahan, the light burning. فقال يا عائشة, she said, oh Aisha, ما أرى أسماء إلا قد نفس. That the light, obviously maybe Asma radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Remember we discussed before, as Asma was the sister of Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala anha, but from another mother, right? Another mother that was born prior to, she was born prior to Islam, and Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu separated from her, right? So, and she didn't migrate to Medina to Munawwara, right? This mother, although she came once to visit as Asma in Medina to Munawwara. So, ma ura asma'an illa qad nufisat. I do not see except that Asma has got nifas. So what does it mean nifas? When do you have nifas? It's called lochia or postpartum bleeding, right? Illa nufisat. Then he said, wala tusammuhu hatta usammiyahu. Tell them not to name this child. Okay. La tusammuhu. Do not name this baby, right? Hatta usammiyahu. Until I name him. I want to give him the name, right? Right? Fasammahu Abdullah. Then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam named the child Abdullah. Remember Abdullah ibn Zubair, we discussed him in detail. He's the one that, remember, stood up against Yazid. And it was when Yazid pelted the Kaaba with the catapult, etc. وَحَنَّكَهُ بِتَمْرَةٍ بِيَدِهِ. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made his tahniq. What is tahniq? Tahniq is when a child is born, to put something sweet into the mouth of the child, right? Remember, this is sunnat and also medically proven it is very good. Right?
Sorry.
Right. So medically it is even proven that when a child is born, the first thing to put into the mouth of a child, something sweet. And also that's from a medical point of view. And also from the sunnah point of view, we learn here also that when a child is born, then to get a pious person to chew a date and put the date onto the tongue of the child, that is rewardable, praiseworthy, etc. Okay, read the next hadith.
وعن عبد الرحمن بن أبي أميرة رضي الله تعالى عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال معاوية اللهم اجعله هاديا مهديا واهديه.
Okay, so remember we're discussing here random virtue of the Sahaba Ikram. This previous hadith we discussed the virtue of Abdullah ibn Zubayr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The next riwayat, when Abdurrahman ibn Abi Amirata narrate the authority of Abdullah ibn Abi Amira and in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he narrates from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, قال لمعاوية, he said with regard to Muawiyah, اللهم اجعله هاديا. What does hadiya means? Tell me what does hadiya means. Hada yahdi hadiya. Right? One who guides, mashallah. And mahdiyan, one who's guided, right, mashallah. Wahdi bihi, and guide through him. Guide through him. Rawahu Tirmidhi. So, أنه قال لمعاوية, he said with Muawiyah, اللهم اجعله هاديا. Allah Ta'ala make him a guide. Mahdiyan, make him one who is guided. Wahdi bihi, and use him to guide other people. Now, if you remember we discussed in our Aqidatul Tahawiyah and all this about the Mushajarate Sahaba, the differences that were between the Sahaba. We said that we will not say anything bad about Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. What will we say? Most will say he's made a mistake. And it is in light of a hadith like this that we say that he made a mistake, he was not intentional, because he had a dua of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi also made dua for him, etc., etc. So in light of these type of a hadith, we will not badmouth him. Is it clear? All right, read the next hadith.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كما الناس حمد وآمن عمرو بن العاص وقال هذا الحديث غريب وليس بإسناده بالقوي.
Right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وعن أقبة بن عامر, narrated on the authority of أقبة بن عامر, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said, أسلم الناس, people, normally aslama refer to outer, to the apparent, right? So people outwardly, apparently accept Islam, but truly, wa amana Amr ibn al-As, but Amr ibn al-As, he truly brought Iman, right? Rawahu Tirmidhi, Imam Tirmidhi has raised this riwayat, وقال هذا حديث غريب. He said this is a gharib hadith, inshallah, that you'll do next year. I told you, gharib means there's only one chain of narrators. وَلَيْسَ إِسْنَادُهُ بِالْقَوِيِّ, and its sanad is not very, very strong. So what does this mean here? I told you, if you just look at it on a superficial level, Aslama refer to outward bringing of Iman, right? And Amana means to truly believe with your heart. That's why it comes in the Quran. Was it Kulu? Was it verse? Kulu Aslamna wa la taqulu amanna, something like that, right? So Aslama nasu wa amana Amr ibn al-As. So one explanation here that ulama give is that the other people, they were forced through wars. Like, I told you when there's jihad, the Muslims, they will come to the kuffar and they'll tell the kuffar, Islam, if no Islam, jizya, if no jizya, safe. So one explanation is this here, that other people, they accepted Islam through wars. They were forced to say Islam. But the virtue and the accolade of Amr ibn As is that he, out of his own, Aslama taw'an la karhan, he accepted. His heart was naturally inclined towards Islam, right? You say with raghbat. Another explanation is this here, of this, that other people, they were invited towards Islam. They were told about the truth of Islam, etc., etc. But if you look at Amr ibn al-As, he out of his own, he recognized the truth of Islam. He out of his own, what? He saw the haqqaniyat of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He saw the truth of Islam. He traveled from far to come to Medina and accepted Islam. It is mentioned that even the king of Najashi, of Habsha, Najashi, said that, "Oh, Amr, is strange that your close bondsman Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's no doubt, he's certainly a true prophet, and you are still obliviously unaware of him." Remember, Amr ibn al-As was when the Muslims had gone to Habsha for Hijrat, then the Quraysh feared that the Muslims are going to get a foothold in Habsha. So they sent him as an envoy, as an emissary on behalf of the Quraysh to speak to Najashi that these people, they reneged on the religion of their forefathers, etc., etc. So this is when Najashi said to him that it's so strange, you coming here to speak out against the Muslims, but the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is from amongst your own people, he is from amongst your own people, and you never accept the truth. You never recognize the truth within him. So this is when he went then back to Makkatul Mukarramah, and when then the nur of Iman entered his heart, and he accepted Islam. So that's why we say, ala wajhil basirati. Ala wajhil basirati. He accepted Iman, he accepted Islam. And then also you can say, fahasuna islamuhu. He became a very good Muslim. So this, I gave you 3-4 different explanations of what means Ashlama Nasu wa Amr ibn al-As, right? Okay, so that we got 3 different explanations. Read the next hadith, inshallah. Right, okay. Well, and Jabirin, remember that Jabir was that person who his father passed away in the battle of Uhud. And then he was left with a lot of sisters. لقيني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Rasul met me. فقال يا جابر. He said, "Oh Jabir, ما لي أراك منكسرا." Why did I see that you are sad? I see you are heartbroken. فقلت استشهد أبي. My father was made a shaheed. وترك إيالا وديدا. He left a lot of dependents. وديدا, and he left a lot of debt. قال, so Nabi Sallam said, carry on. So Nabi Sallam pacified him. أفلا أبشرك بما لقي الله به. Should I not inform you bima, with that which لقي الله به أباك, that which Allah Ta'ala met your father with it. Carry on. So he said, yes, Ya Rasulullah, please tell me what was the fate of my father after he passed away. What did he meet, right? So he said, see, look here, let me tell you something. He said, that right بما لقي الله بأبا قلت بلى قال يا رسول الله قال ما كلم الأحد قط إلا من وراء حجاب. Right, that Allah Ta'ala till today never speak to anybody behind a hijab. Allah Ta'ala didn't expose his true grandeur. Allah Ta'ala didn't expose his true honor to anybody, right? But with regards to your father, وأحيا, carry on. Yeah. وأحيا أباك فكلمه كفافا. He gave your father life. فكلمه كفافا, and he spoke to him directly. Amne samne, right? So Allah Ta'ala told him, Ya Abdi, oh my servant, right? Abu Ja'far, tamanna alayya u'tika. Desire whatever you want to. Tamanna alayya u'tika. I will give you whatever you want. Right? So he said, Ya Allah, my wish is قال يا ربي تحييني فأقتل فيك ثانية. Right? تحييني, give me life again. فأقتل فيك ثانية. Then I want to be killed again in your path for another time. Right. So Allah Ta'ala said, قال الرب تبارك وتعالى. Allah Ta'ala said, إِنَّ قَدْ سَبَقَ مِنِّي. Already it's come from me. This decree, this order has already come. Right? أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. After a person passes away, there's no way he can return to the dunya. Right? After a person passes away, there's no way. لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. And then this verse was revealed. فَنَزَلَتْ فَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا. And they do not think the ones that were killed in the path of Allah Ta'ala amwata, they are dead. Al-ayah, the verse, rawahu Tirmidhi. Okay, so there the virtue of the father of Brother Ja'far is quite clear. It is quite jarring. Munkasiran, I tell you, inkasara yankasiru, like even in inkasara yankasiru means to be broken. Even in English, you say, I'm heartbroken, my heart is so, etc. Right? So, munkasiran means, yeah, heartbroken. So, why are you looking so sad? Why are you looking so heartbroken? Kifafan, with a kasra on the kaf, which means like face to face. So he's saying, Allah, your father that passed away in the battle of Uhud, Allah Ta'ala had given him life again, and Allah Ta'ala spoke to him directly. So from this you learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had spoken to all the shuhada of Uhud from behind a hijab, from behind a parda. Only Hazrat Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah Ta'ala spoke to him directly without any hijab. Okay, let's stop there inshallah. Let's switch over to the tafsir. Can you remember where we stopped?